Oh shit. Oh, DDT back from The Undertaker to Jake the Snake. Undertaker goes up top. He's going up top. Top rope. Flying knee? He's still flying knee.
I think I may have seen him do it once or twice.
Flying face knee? That was crazy. What's wrong with that? Oh, elbow to the face. Here we go. Jake. What's he gonna do next? Oh, Undertaker reverses it, throws him down to the ground.
Jake is not gonna outpower the Undertaker.
Oh, sleeper hold.
But he could put him to sleep.
Oh my God, that was locked in.
He's got the waist locked.
More of a Coquina clutch. How you say that shit? Coquina clutch.
Amateur maneuver, and the Undertaker powers his way up.
Hey, flips him over the top. Undertaker now picking him back up to a vertical base. He's got Jake.
That's the difference there. The Undertaker is just sudden.
Oh,
he's more than quick. He's sudden.
He is sudden, explosive.
There's something taken away from him there.
Here we go.
Conspicuous by his absence, Paul Bearer and the urn.
There goes the choke slam.
Oh! Got him. And he got all of it. And just back of Jake's head could have hit the bottom rope there.
It looks like it might be being supported by it, honestly. Is he going to pull him away from the ropes? Oh, he's going to pick him back up.
That could have broken Jake's neck.
He's not. Oh.
That could have broken his neck right there.
And this will. Oh! Tombstone.
And he jumped with it.
Referee. 1.
Referee is stunned.
2.
He didn't want to count the 3.
3. The Undertaker has begun his streak at WrestleMania. Goddamn. Wasn't that beautiful? That's how you do it. Choke slam followed by a tombstone? Mm-hmm.
Real live, pal.
Oh. Well, hi. How's it going, buddy?
No, I'm not high yet. I wish I was, but I'm not.
I really like your Batman hat.
Thank you.
It's my favorite.
Mine too.
Which era is that?
This looks like 90. This is like the end of Keaton era. Because it has the hologram on it, and that's when we started getting holograms on shit.
I was thinking it was
in 94-ish.
I was thinking it was part of those movies that everybody hated that I loved. My favorite Batman.
No, those, I think the symbol was a little bit different, the way it was embossed.
I think that's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
Governor.
I remember having hologram Batman gear. Like,
did you love those movies?
The first 3.
No, I'm talking about the 3 that everybody hated.
No.
Why'd you hate
Well, the 3 that everybody hated included the last one that I liked, which was Batman Forever.
I like
that was when Schumacher took over.
I liked all of them.
He did that one, and then Batman and Robin. And I think that was it. It was Batman. It was not 3. It was 2. But I think it was only 4.
No, I'm probably gonna mix this all up for intro because this is dialogue for like the actual pod, but we actually haven't gotten to an intro. But I feel like I want to talk about that.
I was gonna say, well, I'm waiting for you to say hit it.
I was gonna do it
and probably turn off the thing so that we don't get too distracted.
I want to see it. I'm looking at that shit. I want to see the Giant Gonzalez versus the Undertaker.
It'll be there when we're done.
No, it won't.
It will.
It erases.
That's not how YouTube works.
It's got 10 minutes left.
This ain't a Snapchat DM.
Have you ever had a dynamite stick shoved up your ass?
This week.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh, we tombstoned him.
That early. 1, 2, hit it.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.
Greatest hit it ever. I hate the intro so much. I'm probably gonna intro somewhere like real late in the podcast. It's gonna hit me and I'm like, this is it. But no, you're talking about Batman. Yeah, those movies I always thought was dope, actually. I was actually a big fan of them because, like, for one thing, I didn't understand the concept of a series, you know, like in movies at the time, because I was so young. I was like, that's got to be one of the first series I understood, like, you know, collective movies. Because
like you've seen movies with sequels.
Not really at that time, because I was like 7 or 8 when those came out. Like, you gotta think I was young, like legit.
Yeah, but there have been movies with sequels.
Like what? Though?
Since then.
No, since then. Yeah.
Or before then.
Of course, but I'm saying for me. I said for me. I'm not talking about everybody else. I'm saying
for
my age.
So
what else at that point that I would have seen?
So what, around 95-ish?
That would have been the early
sequels. Homeward Bound had sequels.
Homeward Bound did it.
A lot of Disney movies had sequels.
I only saw the first one.
A lot of Disney movies had sequels. Sister Act and Sister Act 2.
Didn't watch
Sister Act 2, which is arguably the most popular of the Sister Acts, ironically enough, for some reason.
Didn't watch either one.
But
I saw
a lot of family films had sequels because they could milk money
Keep reading
from the
them all.
facts that kids
You're like
liked it.
You're like a,
Pretty much anything Disney did.
You're an encyclopedia. Keep reading stuff off. I don't know. I know Aladdin did. Yeah, sorry.
Right.
But I didn't take it as a
anything. Pretty much anything Disney did. There was also
That didn't count.
really
Yeah, I didn't know.
Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2.
Didn't watch those.
Um,
My mom didn't like ghosts.
wow, really?
That's right. Yeah. Casper too. No.
Like for real, for real?
Dead ass. No. I still don't like ghosts, by the way. Not a fan. Ghostbusters. I don't.
Ghosts or is that well?
I like Ghosts from Power.
Mm,
Tyreek shot him. It was fucked up. Spoiler alert. You know what Tyreek did to him?
I have no
He
idea.
hit it.
This is
What is this, episode 31?
something like I don't know what episode this is.
It's my birthday episode. It's 31.
Oh, is
We
it?
reached the date of
even
that
though
episode.
your birthday.
2 episodes ago?
Yeah.
I'm saying the balance of the time. It's 31.
Okay.
Like me.
Okay.
So in my old age, I'm putting stuff out of order.
Mhm.
I'm Picasso in the podcast.
Okay.
We're gonna Picasso the shit out of this.
Mhm.
That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna
All
be
right.
beautiful. I'm gonna take that clip and the video is gonna look completely different. It's gonna fuck you all up. But for me, it's gonna be amazing.
Now you understand you're gonna have to edit.
Oh shit! That was a count.
Yeah, you understand you're gonna have to edit this all together, right?
Oh, this is easy for me.
More than you normally do.
I can use 2 seconds.
Which means this podcast won't come out for another 2.5 weeks.
It's not true. It's not true.
Okay.
It's not true. I actually plan on working on Know It All News this week too.
Okay.
Now that I'm not exhausted anymore.
Cool.
This weekend, I promise you. This couch we're sitting on. I slept on it from the game ended at 3:30. Okay. First one with the Heat. I was like, hell yeah, my team killing it. I started falling asleep from there. I was watching another game. I did not get up and go in the room until 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock. I literally was sitting on this couch, falling asleep on and off for like 8 to 9 hours straight. And then I got up to go to bed. It was fucking ridiculous. And also I needed all of it. Who's this?
That's
King
supposed to be
Kong
King Kong Bundy.
Is he actually on the game?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think he's been on.
It must be downloaded.
Yeah, I don't think he's been on. King Kong
Like,
Bundy
it don't
doesn't.
quite look like him.
King Kong Bundy doesn't like. That doesn't look at all like
His chin
him.
is like real big, right? He look kind of.
No, he's got no chin. He's got a mouth and then a neck.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, I'm thinking about when I say chin, I was thinking about his fat ass neck. He got a real like.
He's got that Kristen Wiig chin. Only she can make hers disappear.
Who the hell is Kristen?
She supposed to be the villain in the new Wonder Woman movie that is never coming out.
It's coming out.
Okay.
1984. Yes, that's it.
It's coming out in 1984. Okay. Well, let's just wait till we loop back around in 1984 in order to see.
Iron Man can fix the time machine for real. It'll be fine.
Okay.
Barely an inconvenience. Did I show you those? The dude on YouTube that he makes these videos. It's like pitch meetings.
Yes, I've seen those.
Those shits are fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's like, so this is gonna be really difficult, huh? No, not at all. It's quite easy. Barely an inconvenience. Dude's like, really?
He's got the YouTube thing down, or at least
He does.
those videos down, and
Yes.
that he's got a pattern.
He does. And it works.
He's got a template.
Yep.
All he really has to do is fill in spots.
Yep.
So he's probably not actually doing much work.
He's barely doing anything.
He's barely doing anything.
It's barely an inconvenience.
It's super easy, barely an inconvenience for him.
Yeah,
but he's making, or at least
He's making
Screen Rant is, because Screen Rant is the actual
The
company.
page, yep.
I think he's one of the people in charge of it.
He is. His name is Ryan.
Yeah.
Shouts to Ryan, because those videos are fucking hilarious.
So-
Even though
so
they're
it's not-
they're still funny.
But that also helped him because he had the Screen Rant name to bounce off of.
That's true.
As opposed to trying to create something from himself from the ground up.
Now, what's your opinion on that? Do you feel like it's tougher to how to word that? So, okay, for instance, right? There's a similar situation in music with Diddy and Mace.
Okay.
A couple months ago, actually. I think I talked about this to you, maybe, because this is when I was still staying with you when I heard about this originally. But Diddy signed Mace when he was like a nobody completely, and then he got to move this so I don't fucking end up setting off all the. Okay, so Diddy signed Mace when he was a nobody, but then Mace blew up because he was part of the Bad Boy thing. But Mace was also super dope at the time. He was dropping bars. So who do you feel like should have the rights to like publishing and all that kind of stuff when you're in that kind of scenario? Like, what do you think about that kind of scenario?
It honestly depends on the contract that you sign.
Well, of course, but I mean, like, I'm not talking about technicalities. Let's not talk strictly business, unless that's how your brain works.
It's whoever owns the publishing rights on the contract that you sign, and it is one of the things that leaves the artist, that brings more power back to the artist. Like, you see stuff like in Ray, when Ray talks, is negotiating his contract, and he says he wants all his masters, and you hear more of those now in the publishing rights and stuff like that. I think Beyonce mentioned something about she had all her publishing rights and masters and shit. Jay-Z too, like the major artists, like most of the 1% artists are partially 1% artists because they own their shit.
I don't know about because a lot of these dudes, they really have been fucked.
No, I mean top flight 1% now.
Yo, Taylor Swift was fucking struggling with this shit.
I believe it.
They wouldn't even give her shit back
at the beginning, because that's the thing. When you're trying to make it, you sign any old bullshit.
Right.
That's my point.
Bullshit. That's why I'm asking, because you're talking from like a technical lawyer contract.
No, I'm talking. Once you're finished with that whatever bullshit contract, however many years is on it, and you renegotiate your contract, then you renegotiate for all your shit.
That's not true though. It never works like that.
That's how it should work.
That's the key.
What do you mean that's not how it ever works?
That's not how it works.
How is it not how it works?
Because after that first contract, you've already signed over those masters. Anything you got, if all your hits were in your first 3 albums, and all of those tracks are done, now you're signing for the next set of
exactly.
records. But that's not the same thing. Because if I had all of my hits in my first 3 albums, you now got the rights to those. And if I'm a fucking lame from here out,
tough shit.
That's that bullshit.
That's kind of tough shit.
That's absolute tough shit. That's straight bullshit.
It is.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
What is that red shit?
There's some feature on WWE. I have no idea what the fuck it is. I experienced it playing online where somebody did that. I had no idea what the fuck they did, and it didn't change anything. I don't know what the fuck it is.
That tripped me out, but
anyway. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of tough shit. Now that's when you, off that first contract, whatever money you make, you invest it properly. So let's say you do your first 3 albums and then nobody's feeling your next ones after you renegotiate that shit. Don't spend all your money in one place. If you actually, if you get, let's say Diddy's getting 10 million from your record sales and you're only getting 1 million. You better put that 1 million in some shit that's gonna last. You better invest in some shit. You better,
Make it sound so easy. So ironclad. Sound like they're really fucking up out here. Are you thinking about the studio time and all this other shit that they're probably gonna make you pay for now going forward too?
Well, no. Again, that's all the shit that you renegotiate in your new contract now that you understand what the fuck you're doing.
But you're talking as if businesses really give up this much.
And there are some artists who, especially now, there are a lot of in the post internet age who were independents who are like I'm not fucking with your bullshit contract and I'm gonna be big on my own.
That's the way to go. 100%. So because you look at Master P, right? Who shouts to Master P has a 10-part documentary right now on BET.
Does he really?
My boy TJ was telling me actually.
There's 9 parts of it. Him sitting there saying,
counting his money, yeah.
Whatever
noise you want. That motherfucker did some shit in the industry. He was making hand over fist money.
Hey, he did. He did.
And it was all independent too.
Again, hustle's undeniable. Undeniable fucking hustle.
It's not just his hustle though. It's understanding because like I think he said that they offered him. Mind you, I haven't watched this docu-series yet. It's just I'm talking from my old interview. He told me about it today because I didn't know it was out. It was supposed to be a movie, I think, originally, and I guess BET was like, "Yo, let's do it over here." So I gotta see if I can find it later. But basically, he had said they offered him. It was either $1 to $5 million, something like that, for all of his thing. He was like, "If they are offering me this, I'm probably worth 20, 25, 50." More. Right. So he went and did it all by himself and said, fuck it, I'm gonna do everything out of my car. He was living in all these different spots and all this stuff, but that's actual freedom and independence right there. Like, what you're talking about it's an interesting concept, but realistically it never goes like that when you're dealing with businesses.
If you're already in the situation where you signed that bullshit contract that rookie signed,
that's what I'm saying.
Then in order to make the best of it, figure out what to do with your cash.
That's with anything though.
And invest it properly.
I mean, that's with any situation.
And then when it comes back around to renegotiating, don't take no shit. Renegotiate for what you know you're worth.
You can try.
You know what? No, in music, it happens all the time. Artists go from label to label all the time because.
But their discographies don't.
That's true.
They stay where they are.
You're asking about the back catalog. It's dead. You already did it. It's dead. It belongs to.
But it's not.
It's dead.
That's what all the money is.
It belongs to somebody else. It doesn't belong to you.
That's the whole point.
It doesn't belong to you.
That's the whole
anymore.
point. Listen to what you're saying right now. That's like somebody coming and telling you right now, all your YouTube videos that you posted now don't belong to you, and they're with whoever else. Now YouTube owns them. The fuck? No,
because I didn't sign with YouTube for that.
It doesn't matter though. Like
I didn't sign on the dotted line for that.
Created something as a creator to hear, oh, this is just dead now. It's back catalog. No, you still getting paid off that. Every time it hits the radio, you're getting paid. Why the fuck am I getting nothing?
You should still. Most of the contracts, you still get the residuals or whatever from them.
A lot of these contracts,
but you don't get the big publishing, all the trade-in shit.
But I don't know if you up to speed.
Now your residuals may be bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. Because
your residuals may be fucking nothing.
They're not. They're not.
You see that in TV too. You see these actors who are like, oh yeah, how much? You still getting residual checks from that show? He's like, yeah, like 50 cents.
Right.
Like he gets nothing from them because they didn't sign the contract at the time, or they were all new at the time, or whatever. Like once you realize that you actually do have power, utilizing that power and utilizing it properly is key. Look at fucking Friends. Friends came in with the Friends stars came in with fucking nothing. They all looked at each other and was like, we're the biggest shit out here. Let's all go in there together and make over $1 million per episode from now on, and they did.
Well, that's listening to. First off, okay, a couple of different things. TV and music are completely different when it comes to that kind of thing with contracts, because record labels are like the biggest pimps in the world. Like they hit completely different. I'm not saying you won't always.
It's the same concept.
It's pennies.
You're talking about signing a bullshit contract and then not getting what you think are owed on residuals for the back shit that you did.
You're talking about season with a lot of these people.
But you're talking about contract negotiations are the same thing.
Bro, it's not the same thing because you look, even Jay-Z, you was talking about Jay-Z earlier, the 1%ers you said. When he got Tidal, he still didn't have the rights to his catalog. Def Jam did. He was still fighting that fucking fight. And he was the fucking president of Def Jam at some point. He still couldn't get his fucking, his music. So it's not like you talking about it like it's like, okay, this is something you can just fix, or you know you got power.
No, not necessarily fix. It's lost. It's lost in the ether.
But that's correct. Damn. I'm out. Knockout. But it's not that simple, man. That's why I asked what your position is with it, because it really is like a crazy fucking tie up of a situation. Like it's not. They don't make it remotely easy for you to get any of that shit back, and it doesn't matter how hard you fight, how hard you put up all this kind of stuff. Because there's a lot of reason a lot of these artists will put up mad albums that'll be bullshit.
That's the difference of what you're saying versus what I'm saying. I'm not saying fight. I'm saying it's fucking lost already.
It's not lost.
It's fucking lost
it's
already.
Not lost to them.
It is. It is when you sign that shit. You fucking lost it. Prince went through this. Prince went through this shit. And he, walked around with slave written on his face and changed his name to the symbol and all that other shit.
And you know what Prince got it then?
Eventually he got his shit.
But it took a long fucking time.
But he signed a bullshit contract.
Bro, when you from the hood and you broke and you ain't got shit coming
Prince
up,
everybody
signs that shit.
But you're right.
But I'm talking about everybody. I'm not just talking about Prince. You're talking Prince. I'm talking everybody.
But you're right.
Everybody signs that bullshit. That's predatory behavior is what that is.
Not everybody.
That's super.
Not everybody.
Of course not everybody.
But the people you were talking about from when you're from a situation like from the hood, or from a situation where you don't necessarily know, you know what I mean?
You have no idea. You don't have lawyers and shit. Right. Your lawyers are their lawyers.
Right. You just sign whatever the fuck you sign. Right. Okay. That makes sense.
It's bullshit. It's predatory behavior is what it is, honestly. And a bunch of these young kids don't know.
But see, that's where the rise of the independents come from.
Right. That's where that's come from. Bro, that's when people like Jay-Z, like Prince, like Ray Charles even. Like, Ray was way back, but Mary was really paying attention.
Mary Wells, I just saw something earlier when I was researching my Different World shit. There were Mary Wells was playing. And I saw her story with Motown. Well, she did herself dirty, but Motown didn't help.
Yeah.
So she was married to this cat, and she married him when she was super young. Had her first hit, My Guy. And her husband was whispering in her ear and fucking up her business, really, talking about you can get more money, blah, 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 off of one hit, off of her first fucking hit.
Right.
And so she...
That actually happens a lot, by the way.
And
that's more commonplace than normal.
And so she argued hard to get out of her Motown contract when it was taken off. Like, she could have been Diana Ross.
Right.
had she stayed, she was the first star from Motown.
Right.
But she fought to get out of it, had court battles back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. She ended up destitute because when she finally got out of that contract, she did. When she finally got out of that contract and she finally got onto another label, her hits weren't, she wasn't making hits. She had a couple albums that weren't charting. There may have been I don't think her song was really played all that much anymore, so people even remember her. She didn't have the Motown machine behind her.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal.
And so she kept going back and forth to court with Motown, trying to get residuals on something that she signed away a long time ago, more than once.
Right.
And so, so shit like that happens too. Like it
does, but like you look at Meg Thee Stallion, she signed a contract like that recently. She didn't know she was gonna blow up the way she blew up, But you signed some bullshit. Now she's signed with Roc Nation as a representation, so they're trying to come in and kind of like get in between and find the cracks and kind of get her out of the first contract because her money has jumped so significantly, but she has such a bullshit contract in comparison that it's like, dog, I'm making no money for what I should be making right now. It's like a basketball player being at their like Scottie Pippen. The contract they signed him to had $17 million 8-year deal or some shit, and the owner's like, I don't think you should sign this. But Scotty's like, man, family, I'm broke, and then the NBA explodes. Michael Jordan doing all this crazy shit.
Yeah,
Scotty's helping Michael Jordan do all this crazy shit, but
then he doesn't. But then he renegotiates for nothing.
He didn't. He couldn't renegotiate. They wouldn't do it. They said, "We signed this, so not renegotiate." So he never got to renegotiate. They straight up told him, "This is your contract. You signed it. This is you."
Yeah.
Period. And he was like, "I gotta sign it." And then after that,
he did.
That one he kind of fucked himself. But at least they had told him, like, the fact that somebody in that scenario said, "Hey, I don't think you should sign this. This is a bad contract, honestly." And he was like, "Nah, I can't feel as bad for Scotty in that situation." Would you have liked the ownership to be able to say, like, okay, we're going to renegotiate and do that? Yes, I think.
Wasn't there salary cap shit too?
Yes, back then it was a heavier salary cap, but it wasn't as bad because Jordan was making $34 million.
Well, they were going to move heaven. They would have paid everybody else $1 to get fucking Jordan on their team.
The next person was at like $4 million. The next highest contract was like $4 million. Like he was making like 35 million.
Yeah.
Those contracts like today. They make those kind of contracts now.
Right.
And he was making it his last couple of years.
Just for playing, not endorsements.
No endorsement. That's why he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
It is instantly made sense.
Also investments.
Yeah.
Although Jordan's biggest investment was fucking shoes. Really was signing the contract with Nike.
Have you actually watched that whole? You watched the whole
I did.
thing, right?
I did.
Yeah, this shit was crazy because he didn't expect. Who did he want? He wanted what was it? Reebok or Adidas?
It was Adidas, I think, that came to him.
And he was like, they did something weird. They offered him something off or something, and then Nike moved heaven and earth. Like, no, we want you to be our guy.
Yeah.
Because they weren't even pop. Damn. Put him down with powerbomb. It's over. Done. Psycho.
It's like when you put knockouts on there, yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know, man. I always feel like with those kind of things, because like for me, as I've studied all these years of like contracts and music and reading fine print, like I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, I personally don't think I would sign a contract ever. But
contracts aren't necessarily bad. It depends on the contracts that you sign.
And you're talking movies, and you're talking TV. And
you're talking music too.
No, man, because music is always a bullshit contract. It always is. They never give you a straight up contract unless you're a person that understands how hot you are.
Well, that's what you got to come in.
But that doesn't happen.
You have to come in knowing that.
Right. You were talking like it is that simple to know. You don't know that. You've never done it before. There's more. So first off, you gotta stop. That argument is the stupidest fucking argument for anything ever. Well, you've never done it before, so how would you know? Motherfucker, again, I've told you before, I've never made a movie, but I know a shitty movie when I see it. Like, that's a stupid argument.
No, it exposes how shitty your fucking argument is. No, let me tell you something.
You're talking about something you watch.
You're talking about something you've been watching on TV for years. Oh my god.
That's not the same fucking thing.
Yeah, it is. You know what?
You watch contracts on TV for years?
You know why? Because these contracts.
You don't watch your contracts on TV.
You know what? Contract talks and bad contracts over the years, especially with celebrities, are nothing fucking new. You hear about it all the fucking time.
When did they give you that? When do you watch that every
right the fuck here now, dude? I just told you last week I just fucking searching around the internet for fucking nothing. I found the story of Mary Wells and her shitty contract negotiations. You hear about that shit all the fucking time.
I've heard of Mary Wells situation.
Well, okay. that's fine, because you never heard of it until next week.
You didn't hear it until last week.
But I heard about it. If your thing is you are going into these contract negotiations, fucking know your shit before you go into a contract.
You're talking about the table
and you try to sign a contract.
Man, that's what you're thinking like this. You were doing this in high school? This is what you were talking about? Because music is a young man's game. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, no.
They're coming out of high school. These are 16, 15, 14-year-olds. They're signing naked pop hits that sign some stupid contract and then they blow up, make them trillion views, and you're talking about like it's some
That's
shit
why
you know.
that's why your next contract's got to be a better contract.
No shit, but I'm talking about the first one. That's why
The first one's gone, dude. It's fucking gone.
That doesn't make
It's
any
fucking
sense. That's the whole point.
It's fucking gone.
Jesus Christ.
It's fucking gone. It's over. The first contract that you fucking signed it was a shitty contract, but it's fucking gone. It's like every 18, 19-year-old who does the fucking their first few credit cards, right? And you get your first credit card, you think you're building your credit, right? Next thing you know, you get that bill, and like, oh shit, the interest is how much? Oh, you sign this shit without looking at the shit, and then you realize. Well, a lot of people do. Especially out of high school. Because as soon as you graduate, you get all that shit in the mail.
Yeah, so
right?
28.
That shit happens. That shit happens all the time. Whether it's credit card or whether it's I don't know. You're the one that's on. Whether it's credit cards or whether it's bank statements or whatever the fuck, a lot of them are. You see them and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck did I do? In the real world. Toughen up, Buttercup. You gotta do it different the next time. It's a hard lesson to learn, and for a lot of artists, early on, it's a hard lesson to learn. But a lot of artists don't have to learn that lesson the same way now because they can look up shitty fucking contracts. They can look up their rights. They can figure out what they bring to the table versus what somebody else brings to the table. They can look up shit on contract negotiation. They can look up before they go in. They can look up fucking entertainment lawyers.
That makes sense for someone that's in their 30s.
Even at their
You're saying so much
fucking teenagers
shit
are
for
tied to
someone
this
that's
shit.
in their 30s.
You mean to tell
Yes,
me
they're
they can't?
right,
And if they're
right.
hearing stories like Jay-Z, if they're hearing stories like Meg Thee Stallion,
who
if they're
the fuck
hearing
is
stories
listening to
like
this
Taylor
as a
Swift,
teenager?
fucking fans of their shit.
As a
And
teenager,
especially if
who's
you're an
listening
artist,
to this
and especially if you're an artist, you definitely should know this shit because that's all fucking homework and what the fuck you're doing. That's all fucking homework and what the fuck you're doing. When I was 18, 19, when I was 18, 19, I was learning about the business of wrestling. I wasn't just a fan of wrestling. I was like, oh shit, and they did this contract negotiation, and Hogan got a better contract.
And you are the
here
typical
and there,
person,
that,
is
that.
what you're telling me.
You're
the prototypical person.
It's
is
what
I'm
I
asking
fucking wanted to do. It's what it was expected of me to learn some shit.
You are a prototypical person, is what I'm asking you when it comes to that kind of shit.
I'm extra special.
You're extra special.
Everybody should want to be like me.
The whole point is
just because
you just rambled for like 30 fucking minutes straight. My turn. The whole point is when you're that age, ain't nobody checking for that shit. Nobody is going out checking the shit. No, mind you, again, you're talking to me. So, me? Yes, I did this. That's what I'm saying. The same thing. Again, not the prototypical person. I read everything. Mm-hmm. I was on some super ridiculous, like I'm about to be a star tomorrow. I was doing this shit from like 14.
Yeah.
But that's me. That's because of who I was around and what the fuck I was looking at. I'm different. I'm a different person. The way my brain works. You're different. That's a different mindset. That's my whole point. But most people are not doing that shit. You think about fucking, you think about
I was thinking about that shit too.
Talking about drugs, booze, pussy. That's still my turn. Fucking, that is the norm. That is the norm. Nobody is online like looking up this bullshit, with the exception of random fucking people who are thinking too much. Like I told you.
Hold on. What? Let me interject here, because when you say looking online, you act like you go online and looking up research and shit. It's not even necessarily that deep. You can find this shit out just listening to interviews of people. Like if you just let me throw on an interview.
It's easier
from
now, but what interviews
X,
are you listening
Y, and Z.
to? Is the question.
Whatever interviews, like in wrestling, for wrestling, I was looking up shoot interviews. Guys sit down, they talk about all that shit. They talk about contract negotiations, merchandising, all this shit. Growing up, where they went to training, all that other shit. You just learn that from those documentary style, either interviews or movies or videos or whatever about whatever subject you want to fucking find out. Music, wrestling, basketball, all that shit.
So even with a shoot interview, like you just said, right? People sitting down, they're doing one-on-ones, they're doing this kind of thing. They're talking about history, they're talking about your contracts, they're talking about all this shit.
Yeah.
Even those, people listen to stuff different. It's the same way you can look at a movie. How you're talking about, I can look at a movie and see that this movie is not good, or that's not good, or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You and I watch shit different. we don't look at it the same way.
Right.
It's not how most people look at stuff is my point. So when you got these kids that are coming out of fucking high school and there's the creme de la creme of that system, they don't fucking know unless they have rich parents that are like, they have lawyers and they have this shit set up. It is a super predatory type setup, man. It's just how it is because the shit is, they don't... Bro,
no denying that.
I didn't know shit. My mom had no fucking idea about music. She had no idea about contracts. She didn't know where to send me. She knew I was talented, but she had no idea where to send me. Mm-hmm. And she didn't have the money if she did. Mm-hmm. Even if she was like, yo, this is the right school for you. She didn't have fucking 100K lying around to send me to some fucking prep school.
Right.
So I'm looking all this shit up. I'm like, how can I make this happen? How can I figure this out? I did the same thing. That's why I said my credit card, the first one, wasn't bullshit because I was like, I think I got like 8% on my first credit card, which is not the greatest ever, but that shit is significantly better than most of the first ones. Yeah, I'm talking 18. Like, they sent me one, it was 28. It was 28 something. Then it was 25. Then it was 22. Then it was like, they waited. I kept doing shit right.
All
then
that
they were like, all right, 8.
All that shit is hella familiar, which is why I didn't get a credit card until I was 20 something.
I waited.
I was like, fuck that. I'm paying for everything in cash.
I want to say it was maybe December or January of that next year. I think I was about to turn 19 when I got my credit card. Yeah. Because I turned in July, obviously my birthday hits or whatever, but that's when I got the shit because it was like, I was like, no, I'm not signing this. This is just seems like a bad deal. Like, I'm looking at the money, I'm looking at the back, because I read all that shit. Like, I sat there, I'm like...
Yep.
You know, I'm looking at line, like, nah, that's stupid. What the fuck? I threw it.
That's literally what I did. But I used to read every line of every fucking thing.
But most people don't do that. That's not normal. Bro, I was the same guy at 12, 13, 14. Summertime. I'm on break. I'm in Charlottesville, Virginia with my family. I'm up there. We in the basement. Everybody outside playing, they doing whatever. I'm in the basement with a thesaurus and a goddamn dictionary, rapping, looking up words, saying, "No, this shit. Oh wait, so that does rhyme, but that shit don't mean what I thought it did. Hold on."
See, that's why you're not big right there. See, that's why you're not big. You're too smart for the rap game. That's why.
Yo,
that's why.
You know what's fucked up about that?
Because we were having this conversation about you just parroting mumble rap now,
I can't do it.
and you can't even you can't bring yourself to do it. You can't lower yourself down to do it. Say your name is Toby, motherfucker, and be rich. You'll be rich if you change your name to Toby. Fucking another bill. You'll be rich if you
do it.
Come on, Lil Yachty. Come on, change your name to change your name to fucking 2 Chainz is a college educated motherfucker, but he dumbs his music down to make himself a fucking millionaire.
Well, listen, that's how he talks though. 2 Chainz actually talks like that too though. Titty Boy, when he came out as Titty Boy, he was dumbing it down. That shit didn't work for him though. He got fucked.
Speaking of
shitty contracts, he had one of the shittiest contracts. Ludacris fucked him.
Fucking, you better.
I don't know if you know about that.
You better do like the Lupe song says and dumb it down.
No, I did that though. Honestly, no, you know what's funny? You say that, right? And I know you're joking. You're serious, but you're joking, right? My shit, when I originally came out, like my boy Clark, right? Shouts to Freeze. Freeze is one of the most lyrical rappers I know. Him and my cousin Lane. Super fucking lyrical rappers. I originally was on that kind of shit where I was trying to I'm trying to compete with these guys. So I'm just writing. I want my shit to be the crit.
Yeah.
I got to a point I realized when I put these songs out, they were getting way less reaction than the ones that I would play that would be simple. I wouldn't think long on them. I just put some simple shit together. So that's why I started storytelling. Because storytelling, everybody can follow.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be like, yo, I was in the back of the yak with the Zach with the like you put all these fucking words together. Now you're looking like, damn, that was crazy. But what was he talking about? I don't even understand. It was like that guy can really spit, and you never listen to the song again. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. I started doing shit that was a little more catchy, a little more whatever. Got more harmonic. This is weird too. I don't know what the fuck this is. But yeah, it just like that shit was necessary. But I don't know, man. It's all fucking crazy to me because I was thinking about you said the shit. Oh damn, you made me forget. Fuck. Damn it. Because I was talking about so Real World. Always wanted to be on the Real World.
Okay.
Right? So went to an audition. Fucking Norfolk, Virginia. Went to the audition.
Okay.
Nothing. They were like, nope.
You're too normal.
Nope. Mind you, Brent, I am a perfect candidate for the fucking Real World. No dad, no home. Grew up a Jehovah's Witness. Bad leg. Like, all this shit is a perfect black male in America. All this shit is perfect. I rap. I'm fucking articulate. All these different things are perfect for television.
On paper.
On paper.
Until you show up there and you're not a fucking stereotype or
I'm none of these things. I'm none of these fucking things. And that's the thing. I show up, I wear jeans. Man, if I was thinking, I would have showed up, I would have been loose, I would have been drunk, I would have came in that motherfucker with the leg out, I would have came in like, dude, man, I fucking hate my dad. This shit is crazy.
I know people who've worked on reality shows and they bring booze to the set.
You have to.
Because they get reality.
Bro.
They get the reality show contestants fucked up.
Why do you think they would do TV shows with no TVs but only alcohol in those houses?
There was this chick I was seeing. She loved.
What's her name? You gonna say her name?
Tiani. She loved fucking reality shows. She loved reality shows, especially the Real Housewives.
Episode
bullshits.
31, he did it, y'all.
I've done it before, especially the Real Housewives bullshits. Intelligent girl, but she loved these stupid fucking reality shows, and I'm sitting there watching them. I'm like with her, and I'm like, my fucking IQ is lowering as I'm watching this shit. Like it's not even just escapist shit.
No, it does.
But she was watching on this season where Kim Fields, shout outs to Kim Fields,
I know that one.
baby girl, was on Real Housewives of I think Atlanta or some shit. She was getting shit because she was normal. Because she wasn't acting crazy and doing all this shit and having her fingernails clacked every time and doing this shit. Like she was fucking normal and she was sitting there like, no, I don't think we'll do that. Or But guess what? On reality shows, they try to get the people there fucked up, which is probably one of the reasons why, or especially early on in the reality show thing at the turn of the 2000s, you had all these reality shows, contestants or personalities like Jersey Shore, whatever the fuck, getting pulled over for drug driving and drugs and all this other shit because they were pumping them full of alcohol and drugs,
and it was good for TV
to get a reaction on TV.
Yo, honestly, what's crazy is so I did that audition, right? I came back. They had given me a fast pass. I got to skip the crowd. I went in. So I go up, I talk, man, I have this perfect speech. I mean, everybody's like, damn, this motherfucker's good. Lady was like, Trey Sykes, oh, you sound like a star. Like, that's a star's name. I was like, thank you, I appreciate that. Killed it. Man, that shit was so fucking polished. They were like, hell no, we're not putting you on TV.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's too good.
Bro, my friend was there with me. My homegirl went with me. They asked her to stay after. She fucked up. She was like,
they want
something.
that.
I know. I was so mad.
Because they could cast her as the dumb one.
I was like, fuck.
If she fucks up, they could cast her as the dumb one.
And the thing is, she's not even dumb at all when it comes to that. But when she gets in front of audiences and shit, she's not as, articulate. And she was bi, and this was like popping at the time. I was like, oh shit. Like, what?
It's still popping to me.
I mean, it's popping, but it ain't like now it's commonplace. What I'm saying.
It's always popping.
Every girl I know got a girlfriend down there now.
Hell yeah.
But whole point being,
I'm looking for a girlfriend
who's got a girlfriend.
Who's got a girlfriend.
That you cool.
Like, at least let me watch. I'll watch. I swear I'll watch.
I swear to God, I'll watch. But R.I.P. Bernie. But yeah. So the next time I was in Cali, but they had me in their fucking system the whole time. They kept me on a list. Like, yo. So this time they say, yo, skip the line, skip the audition, skip this, just come straight to the shit. So I got to do the interview, right? I had to write out this whole thing, bro. I tell my whole fucking life. I'm like, all right, this is my last chance. This is my opportunity. I write all this shit on. I spill every fucking bean you could spill.
Yeah.
Everything. I go in this bitch. I give the best interview again, but it's like I kept it a little more raw. Like I really made adjustments and tweaks to where I fucked up. Man, dude turned off the camera. When he turned it off, he was like, yo, you way too smart to be on reality TV, bro. He was like, you way too smart to be on reality TV. He was like, you should be behind the camera. You need to look into BET. I'm like, first off, that's racist. There's a white dude who told me this shit. I said, fuck you, buddy.
And if you're too smart for reality TV, you're damn sure too smart for fucking BET.
And that's exactly what he said to me, though. He was like, yo, you're supposed to be behind the camera. It's like, it's big money for people like you behind the camera. You should not be putting your life out here like this. You don't even need to. Like, you got this shit already. I'm like, he gave me his like contact, all the shit. Like I was like, God damn it! Why can't I just dumb it down? Why can't I be? I tried to.
Being smart is a curse,
bro. I went home and made E's. Like I went from like A to like C at least. I was like, no, I know that's the right answer, but I'm so smart. I'm gonna say this is 0 when I know it's 10.
Oh, Mr. Sykes, we know you're faking. Get the fuck out of here. I can
see the eraser marks on your paper.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Just let me get on so I can rap on TV.
My homeboy from wrestling, Eric Watts. You remember the Tough Enough season when Stone Cold started hosting on USA? Mm-hmm. He was the big black dude with the afro.
Okay, yeah. He was real tired. I remember he was out of breath. He was gassed.
On that stupid rope thing. But
I remember him being real gassed.
Here was the problem with him. Mm-hmm. If you remember, he really didn't get TV time. You know why?
He didn't.
Because he was fucking normal. Because he wasn't about that bullshit. He went there to get he was there to get a fucking contract.
Is that why you're the way you are?
What? Because I'm fucking normal?
No, because you're a fuck up. Is that why you're the way you are?
Get the fuck out of my house.
This is not your house.
Get the fuck out.
This is not your place.
Get out of my house.
Here's
get
the
fuck
thing.
out of my house.
I think I just realized what's wrong with you. This is why you act this way.
Get the fuck out of my house.
You're a cartoon character. This whole time.
If I'm a cartoon character, then how come I haven't been on reality shows and even game shows?
You were on a game show.
I was on a game show. Do you know why? Do you know how I got on that
Hear what
game
you
show?
just said. Don't try to play.
You know
me
how
like
I got
don't
on
know
that game show? Because WWE SmackDown went to Fox and that game show was produced by Fox. That's the only reason. Because they were doing a wrestling thing and I was one of the people that said they like wrestling in their thing. When I went to the actual audition and I went through the rounds and I played the game and I went through the audition or whatever.
How'd you do?
Huh?
How'd you do?
Seth Rollins cost me $10,000, which is why I'll never forgive him or Becky Lynch for that. But also the producers are racist as fuck because they put me on the team with Seth racist? Rollins and Becky Lynch, the white guys, right? And they put the pasty white dude on the team with the New Day, and the New Day had that mind meld shit because they have chemistry, and you know I don't know what Becky and Seth are like, you know, behind closed doors.
They can make babies.
Apparently, but even on the set, they didn't seem to have chemistry with each other.
That's because they don't like being in front of cameras.
Like even
if they're not in the ring.
Like even next to each other, they weren't. It wasn't like, oh, these two are a couple. It was like,
so you're saying it wasn't your fault?
These two are, huh?
You're saying it wasn't your fault?
And not at all. I'm saying if I was on the team with the New Day, I'd have gotten that shit. I'd have been $10,000 richer. I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
He has right.
I'd have invested my money. I'd have signed you to a bullshit music contract.
Yeah, all right. I'd have fucking stabbed you. I still got a key to your place. I showed up like you wouldn't be living there.
Fucking me and Fat Joe would have signed you to a bullshit music contract.
Fucking Fat Joe. Talk about $650, man. You'll get out my inbox.
Fucking made millions and giving you pennies.
I kill everybody, man. I can see. I'm too smart for that.
I'd have been living fat in the plantation, motherfucker. You kidding me? I'd have bought Clancy's my damn self. Fuck that.
I definitely would buy Clancy's. If I would, man, that shit would be making so much goddamn money.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I would turn that spot out.
Yeah, you'd have to buy it, bulldoze the whole thing,
burn it, buy it, burn it.
You would because from the guts, it's a terrible the owner is not taking care of that shit. So you'd have to redo the whole fucking thing. Once you redo the whole fucking thing in that location, if the world opens back up, you're making money hand over fist. But it's not opening back up.
This is the new world, bro.
Anyway,
we had a topic about this.
Anyway, but yeah, I was too normal for the normal auditions. They weren't going to call me back if it wasn't for the WWE tie-in. Because they were like, oh, what are you into? And I was like, I'm into this. It was like, well, are you into stuff that's not like entertainment? And I was like, oh, no, I produce this. And I was like,
how'd you say it, though, when they asked you? Was it like a phone interview?
No, it was there in person.
Oh, so you were talking. So were you like super, like what bag did you show up with? Did you show up like, yes, I'm into this kind of entertainment? Did you show up like, yes, I'm into this?
No, I showed up personable. I showed up enthusiastic, energetic, and stuff like that.
Like how you normally talk.
More like I'm talking right now.
Okay.
More like I'm talking right now.
So you're right in between.
With the camera showing, and you know, and this is that, and the guy stopping the camera was like, all right, stop. So it's daytime TV, and he kind of directed me on what to try to get me to say. So like I had to like make shit up because which is great because I'm not daytime TV. I'm not a daytime TV guy.
Nah, you would be late night for sure.
Like I could play the games, but I'm not a daytime TV.
No, I couldn't.
Because if you watch
that Price is Right bullshit.
Because if you watch those shows with the contestants and they ask them and like, well, what are you like? And everybody in that room was like, well, first and foremost, I'm a mom of 3. They're my heart, and I love this and that. And that ain't me. I don't fucking want kids. I ain't married. I'm trying to keep my money to myself. I'm trying to fucking buy a fucking PlayStation 4 in this bitch. This is what this money's going for. Fuck, like, PlayStation 4, some booze, and the rest is going to the fucking stock market if I win this shit. Are you kidding me? Get myself an apartment, and the rest I'm putting to work for me.
Man, listen.
Those are boring answers. I know they're boring answers, but I make this money where so what are you going to do with the money? Trip to Vegas. Okay, yeah, that's what we want to hear. Okay, great. Going to Vegas with only 10,000. You fucking kidding? First off, if I had won the 10 grand, it would be sitting until tax time.
You could have put it on black,
so that I'd have the money to pay the IRS for the taxes, and then then the rest would go to
whatever's left.
Would have gone to getting me an apartment. Buy me a couple of toys. I'd have bought me some toys, but the rest would have gone in and made money for me on the fucking stock market.
Here's the thing. Here's the real question: would you have put that money on black?
Not all of it.
Throw some balls, Brent.
As a matter of fact, no. Because of Entourage, whenever I go to Vegas, I put 20 on red.
That is always a bad call.
It actually is not. It's
black all the time.
It's always won me money.
Always black all the time.
It's always, every time I did it,
Are you a heads or tails kind of person?
Depends on who I'm up against. Like my strategy.
If you're going up against me. See if you're gonna pick my side of the coin. I'm curious. 'Cause I only have one side. I'm like Two-Face. It's always the same.
You pick tails, I pick heads.
I do pick tails.
I know you do.
How the fuck do you know that?
I just
don't like the way you sized me up.
I can read people like that.
I don't like the way you just sized me up. I didn't like
that's
that.
like when we're playing fucking rock paper scissors. I kind of decide. I'm like, he's gonna pick scissors first. Boom.
Don't do that gesture in my home.
Like people.
Pause. Nah, don't do that. No. Cameras.
Camera.
It's disturbing. I'm taking these headphones off. I don't want to hear this shit. Let me turn up the goddamn TV. Is this Call of Duty, bro?
I don't know.
I don't know. This shit look kind of dope though. You been watching any of this shit?
Not really.
It look kind of hard. I'm multitasking right now.
Apparently.
I always see other podcasts. They always have something playing. So I was like, why the fuck don't we have something just randomly playing? It doesn't necessarily.
What
have
other
to get involved.
podcasts have something? Joe Budden podcast has something playing
Joe
in the
Budden,
background.
Joe Rogan, they watch shit all the time. They always got something on that fucking TV.
Well, he
It's not every episode.
he
but
tells
does.
Jamie look up clips.
No, sometimes he does. But sometimes they'll just have like a random stream or something running, and they'll be like, you'll see him like. And then, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen multiple episodes.
I never noticed that.
And his other podcast,
The only one that I've seen that I noticed was Sam Roberts.
Who the fuck Sam Roberts? Holy shit! Look at that gun.
He's the bald dude with the afro who shows up on WWE every once in a while.
Oh, okay, yeah. Did you just say a bald dude with an afro?
Yeah, he's bald on top. He's got the side afro. He's got the Friar Tuck thing, but like it's not short. It's like
I know what
afro.
you're talking about, but that's so crazy to describe it that way. And I said yes, but then I was like, wait, what? Because I knew you were talking about. Don't ever say bald dude with an afro. That's fucked up.
He used to have like because when they first did it, they were in like I think XM Studios, so they had monitors and TVs all around playing everything.
Right,
they're in the offices and they had all that shit playing at the same time.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that in here.
But like you just love distractions on your podcast. Don't, like you really do have ADD, don't you? You can't focus on one thing at a time.
No, I can't. But I think Kanye said it best.
Are you like Dr. Manhattan where you're sitting here working on a fusion bomb while you're fucking some chick in the other room?
Absolutely.
With 5 or 6 hands?
Absolutely.
And she's laying there bored because there's no feeling involved in it, but you're still doing this?
But it's getting
while
done.
Doing this?
Here's the thing. Kanye said it best. I appreciate your titties because they show me I can focus on 2 things at once.
It's probably the deepest thing Kanye's ever said.
Bars.
Probably the deepest thing
I heard that
he's
shit.
ever
I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. That shit was hard.
It's probably the deepest thing he's ever said.
I was like, all right, I see you. Yeah. That was recent too. That was his last album before he went gospel.
Actually, no, that's not the deepest thing he ever said. The deepest thing he ever said was, Harriet Tubman never freed no slaves.
Oh man, don't do that.
She brought slaves to work for other white men.
That's treasonous is what
Kanye.
it is. This guy's crazy. You probably agree with the nigga instantly. He was like,
no. I was like, what? I was with the chick that was shooting the thing where she was like, yeah, we're getting out of here right now.
right.
Like,
Yeah, we're leaving
we're
now.
about to
We're leaving
leave.
now. Yeah. I was like, come
leaving.
on, bro. Because my thing is, since you brought that up, my whole thing with this is, like, bruh, okay. Are you right, technically? Yes. Technically. But there were no black entrepreneurs. There was no other race to work for. It was only white people.
There were very few. There was Madam C.J. Walker, and that was it.
Right.
And maybe Booker T. Washington.
Right.
And that was it.
Is my point. So what the fuck is the point of
there
that
were two.
statement? What are we doing? Like, what are you just trying to fuel these motherfuckers that hate us? It's like, what are you doing?
He's having a fucking mental break.
I personally think I know manic behavior when I see it. Right. I work in a mental field. He is definitely like going through some manic type shit. That's what he's doing on TV. But I also would not be surprised if him and current President Trump have worked out an agreement to split the black vote. You're going to come in and be a distraction. Half the people don't like Joe Biden anyway. So if you come in, you make some noise, you do your Kanye thing, you draw some of the black vote. Biden will continue to have his Obama endorsement. He'll pull some of the black vote. And then the rest will be left to Donald Trump to take. That's what I think is happening right now. Because they've been way too complimentary of each other.
That's not how that works.
I think that's what's happening.
That's not. First off, Kanye it's already been explained that he's missed the deadlines to be
For South Carolina.
to be on the ballots.
For South Carolina.
Like he's for most of the
all
states.
of them? Was it more?
At least most of the
Last
states.
time I paid attention was when he said that bullshit.
Like a week ago, they were like, yeah, he's missed the deadline to be on most of the states.
Okay, well, it's all fucked up now.
Yeah.
I just remember South Carolina.
Also, Trump has a very. I hate to get political, and we're only going to get. I'm only going to wrap this up, and then we're going to move on.
No, we're staying here.
Trump only has a small contingent of black voters, and Biden only has the older black voters. The younger black voters are probably either going to stay home
Or vote for Kanye.
or vote third party.
Which would have been Kanye.
Not Kanye.
It would have been.
It's not Kanye.
No, I wasn't saying Trump with black voters. That's not what I was saying. I was
Yeah.
saying just split the black vote because typically Democrats try to depend on our vote so hard.
Try
That's what I
to.
was saying.
That's all they do. But
No,
we're
no,
not.
but
We're
that's
not doing it. We're not
what
doing
the
it.
fuck is this?
Apparently, this is a different wrestling game. And
I see the names.
This is
Are crazy. Have you
five-star
looked at the
wrestling?
names?
Yeah,
The names are ridiculous. How
Yeah.
did they not get sued for this?
because they're slightly different.
Andy Organ.
Yeah, because they're slightly different.
These are ridiculous, but they look just like them. Like
I want
if they
WWE
pull down your YouTube shit,
I want WWE 2K. We got WWE 2K at home,
what the fuck is this?
and this is the Wish version of WWE 2K20, which none of you can see or hear. So
It's
doesn't-
amazing, though.
It doesn't really matter.
If y'all could see what we get, this is a space stage.
Yeah,
This is dope. They should put this in the real game.
the real game has you fighting in hell.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did
Yeah.
that. That's corny.
Yeah, no
They should've
shit.
went with this.
And empty arenas and shit, which is actually
that's accurate.
Which is actually accurate,
That's accurate now,
It's
yeah.
actually fucking accurate.
Who knew The
now.
Rock and Mankind were so ahead of the game in '99 or 2000, whenever the fuck that was?
Yeah.
Um,
So I had a topic because we were sitting here watching the NBA game, and there was a Subway commercial.
Would you like to open a different podcast for this?
Maybe we're getting
I mean,
close.
we've been doing like an hour, and then why
Yeah,
don't we
we're-
just let's just
we're-
open another
we're
comment.
getting- we're getting close.
Let's in there. Where can they find you?
They can find me at Surreal469 on everything. SURREAL. The number's 469. Where can they find you?
You can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Mama, I got that. Beer me. I don't. You can find me at
Also, it
1980.
gives you a chance to get up and get another beer.
I've still got a little in this one.
Okay.
I was drinking slow this time. Sipping slow, homie. Drive slow. Sponsored by Bud Light.
Not sponsored
It's
by
not.
Bud
It's
Light.
not. Okay, that's not.
Would like to be sponsored by Bud Light.
Like to be sponsored by Black.com.
Would love to be sponsored by Black.com.
Yeah, I do that. Anyway, you can find me at 1989TRE at gmail.com. That's my email. I didn't mean to give all that. But you can find me at 1989TRE at everything except for YouTube because YouTube hates me. Don't forget my email. Don't email me.
They can find us on Twitter
That's titty pics.
at @here_pod. Me too. They can find us on Facebook and Instagram, Get Here Podcast, and most importantly, patreon.com/GetHerePod. That's patreon.com/GetHerePod. All that's one word.
Have you checked yet to see if we got money?
I was going to, and I was doing other shit. I'm not kidding you. I sat down this morning when I woke up, and I was doing all this shit, and that's when my fucking bank card was like, oh, here's a $20 charge somewhere else, and I was like, fuck, I gotta drive all, like I was paying, like I was doing work. I found out because I was paying bills, and I was like, let me go look this shit up and do this other shit, and they're like, oh, my debit card is
What
fucked?
if we have
Okay.
$1 million just sitting there, and it's been there for weeks,
Well, I'm gonna check.
and they unsent it now?
It should.
Will it show the history? Will it show like
I hope
sent
so.
and unsent?
God, I hope so.
If I see $1 million check, but it's been unsent because you wouldn't accept it,
If it's $1 million on a bullshit contract, would you sign it?
no.
No.
Right now,
Yeah. On a bullshit
for
contract.
what, podcasting?
Yeah.
How many years? Give me a bullshit one real quick. Tell me what we got. How many episodes? How many times per week?
10 years.
10 years. How many for $1 million?
10 years, $1 million.
I'm not signing that bullshit. You crazy? That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, I said it's a bullshit contract. I said bullshit.
Hell, listen, I can't even do that in a hypothetical situation.
I said a bullshit contract. I mean, that's 100 G's a year.
Nah, that's not getting it done. That's 100 G's for you a year, and for together that's 50K.
Yeah, 50K a year.
That's a
that's a
terrible
fucking full-time
contract.
job.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Like,
You know that?
yeah.
I had to talk to you for 10 years, and it's only 50K.
get
Hell
to.
no.
Get to. You mean get to.
Tell you something.
In the fucking podcast.
Hit it.
That's
That's what we're gonna do it. That'll be the beginning and the end.
How did we even get here? Cause I swear I don't recognize shit here.